Go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon Podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon Podcast. My guest today, Georges Chouchani, CEO and founder of Euclid Protocol. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you, Rocco, for having me.
I have nailed that. I'm so glad to have you on. I know you're a guy, you travel a lot, currently in Dubai. So I'm so glad I caught you because you guys are busy with such amazing stuff that's above my level of understanding of DeFi and blockchain. But this podcast is as much about me learning new things and meeting new peoples, and to take those new things and take it to my community and say, hey, these are things I've learned, so now you can learn them as well. So one of the major things is sort of you tackling what you call idle on-chain assets, and then you said you believing that it's holding DeFi back. All right, so that's two parts. It's like, what are idle on-chain assets, and then why do you believe it's holding DeFi back?
Yeah, so basically idle assets are assets that do not generate any revenue but are locked in contracts with the goal of generating revenue, but they do not generate any revenue for liquidity providers or market makers that do actually own assets and use them, right? But the reason they don't generate revenue is due to a deeper cause, which we call, or which is now known as fragmented liquidity, right? Because when you put your assets on a layer 2 on the chain, which is barely used, right, when you put them in contracts, you do not actually generate fees on them because there's not enough usage of these assets. There's not enough volume on this chain for your assets to be used and to generate revenue.
Okay. So how do you solve that?
So
what do you do?
What we're trying to do is we're building a unified liquidity layer,
okay,
which allows any asset on any chain to become a route for a swap on another chain. So basically you can access any asset from any chain, from any other chain, without the need to bridge your assets over that chain. So it's a bit confusing, but
okay, yeah, because I'm so used to, I understand the bridge. So now you're telling me I don't have to bridge. Like, what's up with that? How does that work?
Yeah, so think of, Swift for banks.
Okay.
Swift.
Yes. Payment system.
So it's basically Swift, but for blockchains now. So we build a whole communication layer through messages that allows each chain to communicate what assets it has to another chain, right? So if I have 100, ETH on Ethereum, I can share that with Solana through the Swift or through the messaging protocol that we do, right? And then we have a clearinghouse, which is basically a decentralized clearinghouse. Where basically the trade settle. So I send a message that I have 100 ETH on Ethereum, and somebody sends a message that they have 100 Solana on Solana, and then we are able to settle the trade, right? Exactly. Then my ETH generates revenue, and their Solana generates revenue, and everybody's happy. Now, ETH and Solana are big chains, so usually that's not a big problem for them. But when you have right now we have over 2,000 blockchains that exist. 2,000 blockchains, right?
Incurring.
And only 10 generate enough revenue now. 10, right? But you have over 100, like the others still have liquidity. The others still have $10-20 million in liquidity each, which are not being used at all or very barely used, that they do not, basically they are just die slowly. What we're allowing is to create this financial unified ecosystem, which you can now use these assets for them to be traded or to be part of a trade. It doesn't need to be the end destination. It could be the part of the destination. You're earning fees on that. And this allows users and applications that integrate with this unified layer to actually now be able to swap or request a swap from a chain and receive their asset on any other chain. So I can swap my ETH to Solana right from Ethereum without having to bridge or even use Solana at all.
Is that what you call a virtual liquidity pool?
Yeah, exactly. That's the virtual liquidity. The virtual liquidity pool is like the clearinghouse. It's where the transaction is set.
Okay. Now I'm with you. So, how did you come across this idea? Was it something that you saw in the market? Was it like, how did you come about? Well, how did that come about?
Yeah. So personally, I'm a blockchain developer. I've worked with multiple startups and their ones. And this problem has been like bootstrapping liquidity, especially into the Cosmos ecosystem and layer 2 ecosystem, it's a pretty big issue for a while. It has been for at least a year, right? And you can see its repercussions. You can see the volume on these chains is like abysmal. You can see users on these chains are dwindling, and the reason is they do not generate enough revenue. They do not have enough liquidity to be able to use it independently. So everyone goes to the big chains. They go to Solana, they go to Ethereum, maybe one L2 like Base, and that's it. And that's a big problem. So this is how we came into a problem, and we decided to build a solution to try to basically fix it.
How many chains are you connected at the moment?
So Euclid now is live on testnet on 20 chains.
Wow.
By end of next month, or by the start of next month, we'll be live on 50 chains across Cosmos, EVM, and Solana.
Okay. So what benefit would you see in increasing that on-chain access?
Yeah, so basically there's a benefit for everybody. For chains, you can bootstrap liquidity into your chain, and people could come to your chain and utilize your apps without having to face lack of liquidity. It's easy now to use your apps. You don't need people bridge to you anymore. They can use it from anywhere. For users, I can now swap with the best rate possible with exponentially more routes than already exists, and get the best rate for my assets to be traded in a decentralized way. I don't need to bridge one place, use an aggregator, bridge to another, and pay and wait like 20 minutes for a swap, which is now the only solution. And three, for applications that integrate us, they now become inherently omni-chain. So now, instead of only accepting users from the chain I'm deployed on, like let's say I'm deployed on Base, I can now accept users from inherently, like directly from Solana, from all the 50 plus networks that we integrate directly. So we from an application on one chain to an omni-chain application in like 10 minutes.
Tell me, your beta access, my research says you attracted 14,000 users. Is that accurate?
It's 20,000 now.
20,000. Okay. So what type of feedback are you receiving, and like how has that shaped like what you guys are building? Yeah,
so basically we actually just released it to a very small number of that because we just pushed a new update. Yes. So by next week, the 20,000 users should have it. But the initial feedback was pretty interesting. We also did some demos over to like partners, like applications who are integrating us, and they also love it. So I think what we're doing is in demand, I would say, from our partners and applications.
You're on the right path. You're on the right path then.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay. What is success? What would you measure success for Euclid? Do you have sort of a target that you want to reach, or you say, okay, if we get this many users, or we get what is the measure of success?
Yeah, so there's short-term success, long-term success. The DeFi infra of the future. We want every DeFi application and every layer 1 to tap into Euclid in one way or another.
Okay.
We don't want anyone to bridge. So if people stop bridging, this is a success for us. Okay. We want people to move to a more secure and scalable way to swap assets.
Okay.
We want to integrate with the biggest DeFi players and for their backend instead of using aggregators and bridges. So this is like very generally what success is for us. But like short term, our goal is when we from mainnet, 6 to 12 months, 2 billion in volume, then 20 billion the next 3 years, then scaling from there.
Last question before I let you leave. I would be remiss if not to ask you that if you think, and we're recording on just after the US elections, and Trump became the 47th president of the United States, and the Republicans, I think, took the Senate. Do you think that's better for crypto than the Democrats would have won? Or what's your take there?
Look, the Democrats didn't they're still in power, right? And what they did is they only attacked crypto at every chance they got. They basically made crypto like an evil, for criminals.
Yes.
And that we have seen now, and they're in power. It's not like if they came in, they could have changed something. That's their policies, right?
Yes.
Elizabeth Warren says crypto is only for criminals. Like Gary Gensler tries to sue any project left and right. So I do think Republicans winning the Senate is a very big step forward, because not only it's not Republicans or Democrats. There's Democrats who are pro crypto, and there's Republicans who are pro crypto, and also vice versa. We have seen now we have a majority of pro crypto, senators in the Senate, and that's very big, because now we could see positive proposals moving forward that benefit, of course, crypto in the US and around the world.
Yes.
Also, hopefully, Trump said he's going to kick out Gary Gensler, which, if happens, is replaced by, a more crypto-friendly SEC head or lead. That's also very positive. Yeah, that would avoid lawsuits.
Awesome. Let's see how that plays out. George, thank you so much for joining me today. If the listeners want to go and connect with you and Euclid, where can they do that?
So Twitter, Euclid Protocol, it's at Euclid Protocol. Website, it's euclidprotocol.io. And this is where you can find all the information.
We'll reach out to us. And we'll put all the links in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me today. And to our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. And we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.
Every mile felt like a warning, but I keep moving towards the morning. I hear the whispers on the wind, saying you'll never make it in. But I got fire in my veins, burning through the doubt and pain. I'm crossing bridges, breaking through the boundaries, fighting rivers just to get to you. No more stopping, I know what's behind me. Only forward now, I'm breaking through. I'm crossing bridges for you. Each step feels like the world is shaking. Every choice a road worth taking. I see your light, it's in the distance, pulling me through my resistance. The waters rise, the storm rolls in, but I won't drown, I'll never give in. The ties that bind are worth the fight. I'll keep on walking through the night. I'm crossing bridges, breaking through the boundaries, fighting rivers just to get to you. No more stopping, I know what's behind me. Only forward now, I'm breaking through. I'm crossing bridges for you. Every scar tells a story of the battles I have faced, but the view from here is glory, and I won't let it go to waste. I'm crossing bridges, breaking through the boundaries, fighting rivers just to get to you. No more stopping, I know what's behind me. Only forward now, I'm breaking through. I'm crossing bridges.